1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon, or evening, or morning, depending on where you are at on the earth. It is Saturday, June 27th. It's the weekend. We made it. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. Thank you for tuning in to another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. But a lot of shit going on. We did not talk about the Supreme Court rulings the other day. Hundreds of thousands of Haitians and Syrian people are now on the block to be swept up into Stephen Miller's fucking dystopian immigration nightmare that he has created. Why are we here? You have to ask yourself how we got here. We got here because the American people are ignorant. You could say stupid, but stupid is a harsh word. I think a lot of people are ignorant. They don't know how the government works. And these fanatics, I always say on this show, why is 30 to 35% of this country have complete power at the moment, right? And why has it ever happened? Like even in Nazi Germany, it was 30, 35%. It's always about 30, 35% if you look, but somehow this small percentage of people manages to take control of the country. How is that? It's because those people are fanatics. And the average person is not a fanatic. The average person gets up and like I would like to do. You think I want to spend my life fucking watching all this? Like, I'm only this much into it because I believe it is a threat to our very way of life and the future of this country and the future of all your children. I don't have children, but I care about your children. Hey, Laura. So that's the reason why I'm so into it, because I believe it's necessary. But anyway, the people didn't understand that if you let Donald Trump stack the court like he has, that these people will be able to take over the country, because the Supreme Court is the last stopgap to stop the executive power. And these people that they've appointed, they believe in what they call it, the unitary executive or whatever. It's an authoritarian philosophy. They believe in a dictator guy. They believe in a king-like character. They don't believe in democracy the way that most people do. And the same thing, like people think that we live in a democracy. People think that we're free. We're free. Donald Trump made up a lie that someone cut the pool, even though we all know that didn't happen. And now they've arrested people and charged them with crimes that do not exist. Now it remains to be seen if these cases, what happens when they go to court, if these cases even make it to trial, or because there is no crime, there is no evidence of a crime. There is no knife and box cutter and film of a guy cutting the thing. They made it up. And the very fact that you could look at it on the internet. What's up, Mark? How are you? Or I'm sorry, Merrick Potic. The very fact that you can turn on the internet or watch a news and they're running stories is saying that someone cut the pool with the 350-foot gash with a box cutter or a knife, and like that's not true. People that say that it can't happen here or it won't happen here, it has happened here. It's happening right now. You're being gaslit by all these billionaires have bought all the media companies. And so now they're running with whatever Trump says is a story. Is it a real story? No. Because like I said before, there's 24-hour cameras on the reflecting pool. If someone cut a 350-foot gash in the pool, it will be on tape. Period. Plus, have you seen the picture of the pool? It's kind of apart all over the place. It's not just this one gash and it's coming apart. Like, no, it's coming apart because it's a piece of shit. But my point is, people are being arrested for a crime that didn't happen. And people seem to think that this is not a big deal. Like, this is what happens in these countries that they talk about. Now it's happening here in our country. Like I said, it remains to be seen if these cases even get to trial, because there is no fucking crime. And even if that's true, they arrested people, took them to jail for something that never happened. Why? To make it look like it was true. Because as soon as they said they arrested some people, Scott Jennings and all the nutlickers are on TV like, look, Trump was right. It was a vandalism. It's a gaslight. All of it. It's not real at all. And it's quite scary at this point. If they're willing to make up shit. Do you know that the guy in... I looked into that case that Julia was talking about in Texas. The people that tried to raid the ICE facility. Now, the people that got long sentences, they had guns and all kinds of shit. And I'm not sure I would argue for them, because once you start doing shit like that, like they can call you a terrorist. See, they played right into their hands. But anyway, there was another guy, right, who wasn't even there. They called the apartment on the phone, and they said, hey, we're probably going to get arrested or whatever. You might want to move some stuff or whatever. And there was a box of, like, magazines and books. You know, it's like the Anarchist Cookbook and shit like that. All shit that you could buy, like on Amazon or anywhere else. It's First Amendment free speech books, magazines, etc. He moved this box out of the apartment. He took it somewhere, I don't know where. It was a box of magazines. He got 30 years in prison. 30 years in prison for moving magazines and boxes. That's more than Trump got for stealing classified documents from the White House and taking them down to the shitter at his golf course. You know what he got from that? Nothing. This guy's getting 30 years for moving a box of fucking books? Are you kidding me? Now that is a fucking serious problem. The people that were rushing the facility with guns and shit, like I said, if you get sentenced for that, I mean, what are you going to... Like I said, I'm not going to argue about that. But the guy moving the box of magazines? 30 years? Are they going to send him to the Cush facility where they put Ghislaine Maxwell? She only got 20 for trafficking fucking women. What's up, Classical 20? The way the state of this country is not good. We're not in a good spot. It's like, wait, you ever see Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Like, we're in a tight spot. It's like, we are in a tight spot. Meanwhile, the ceasefires go on. They airstriked Iran yesterday. A lot of firing going on for a ceasefire. You know, am I tight? What does that mean, Classical 20? Like, am I tight? Like, look, am I doing well? I'm doing well. I'm okay. Just watching my country slowly crumble into, I don't know what. Meanwhile, like I said, the Freedom 250 Festival is going on, and no, they can't get anybody to go. They said it was 1,000 people there the first night. 1,000. It's like nothing. Then it was supposed to fire up, what was it, yesterday? But the power went out. Because everything Trump does is fucking is a piece of shit. Like, he can't do anything. Trump is a man who has gotten the far. Like, this is what it tells you if you let a guy, you just give a guy $400 million, he could bumblefuck his way through life and end up president of the United States even. It's like, if anybody could tell me one thing that Donald Trump has ever done that was successful and great, even his hotels, like that hotel, they get Trump a hotel in Vegas. It's not like, oh, destination place for anybody but fucking stupid rednecks from Oklahoma or some shit. Daffy R says Trump is senile and as bad as Sleepy Joe. Yes, I've been saying that for a while. These old people. It's like now. Have you heard that? Like if you listen to the right wing machine now, that these democratic socialists are on the rise, right? It sounds like 1957. You know, it's all this. Now there's godless communists and all this. It's like all the tropes, you know, and the Islam. Oh, it's Islamic, godless Islamic communists. I think they might be trans as well. You know, all the boogeymen, like they're throwing them out. It's like it's really funny when you look at right wing media. I can't remember the last time I ever heard or read something that came from the right that wasn't like cultural bitching. I can't remember the last time the right actually proposed some fucking ideas of how to actually do some shit or solve some problems. Their solution to the problems is round up the immigrants and get them out of here. Everything else is fine. Everything else is not fine. Yes, Daffy, that's why Bob Donnie and them are coming up the pipe. There's this guy, Graham Plattner. You know, was a oyster farmer or some shit. He's not. He's just a regular dude. He's not. That's why I said they get rid of all these rich people and the old people. This country, like I said, has rapidly deteriorated since Citizens United decision. When corporations were allowed to just openly buy politicians and openly spend millions and millions and millions of dollars. E-Rock says, bro is one real soul on this planet. Who? Mom Donnie? Or me? I'm not egotistical enough to think that you're talking about me. But like I said, I tried to explain the other day that like this is what you're going to hear from now on. That they're just going to go right to the trope boogeyman attacks that we're communists and all this other bullshit. And no one's communist. Democratic socialists aren't communists. Democratic socialism is the belief that the tax dollars that we pay to the fucking government should be used to take care of the fucking people here. And not spent on corporate welfare and wars of blowing up people across the fucking, you know, paying for Trump to steal people's resources all over the world. I was listening to Daniele the other night, and he has all these private episodes for Jean Kuhn says, I am a communist. Oh, that's good. That's fine. Do you live in America, Jean? Where you live? See, I'm of the belief when you have these conversations with people, I'm of the belief that real communism in its purest form that was written in Karl Marx's thing has never really happened because communism just becomes, what's up, Ahmed? You're back. Yes, but Zong sees a means of production. Yes, but then what are you going to do with it? I'd like to know. E-Rock's Fifth Element says, your spirit is one of the best on this planet. Living or dying, we can't avoid that. But soul like yours is rare, I think. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Tell other people. Jean Kuhn says, I'm from Detroit, but I live in Shanghai. You were born in Detroit? So you're a dual citizen? And you moved back to China or whatever, Shanghai? I'm sorry. Shanghai is China, isn't it? It's not like Taiwan where it's its own thing, right? But even the communism in China, it has evolved. It's not all straight communism. There's elements of capitalism built into it now. The system, the Chinese system. Young says pay employees the value of the labor they produce. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I can't believe that Americans actually sign up for and agree with a system where the executives of the company make all the money while they pay basically slave wages to their employees that actually do the work that makes them all that money. I've said that before. I think there should be a cap. And people will say the same thing. Well, it's communist. It's like there should be a cap on the percentage that the executives make more than the employees, and the money that would go all to them should be shared and split amongst the workers at the company. Iraq says companies should share money equal. Everyone should be paid the same. Well, I don't agree with that because some jobs are more skilled than others. Depends how much education you need to do that job. Like I mean, I get what you're saying, but it can't really be like that because, like I said, there's more technical jobs. Zhang says, I never said China was communist. I just am a communist. And I got lucky and married a Chinese citizen. Life is so much better here. Right, but you're obviously Chinese if your name is Yang Kun. Zhang says, I can actually go to the dentist. Yes! Well, that's what I say on this show all the fucking time. I can't believe that people think that this system is good. Because I was telling the story about my friend has herniated disc. He's going through it right now, and this has been going on for months and months. He has 2 kinds of insurance. Not just one, he has 2 insurances, and he's still fucking suffering and waiting to get help. And people think this is good. And then when he does get help, he's going to get fucked. He's got to pay for it. Like out the ass, probably. I mean, he has 2 insurances, so whatever that deductible is thousands of dollars, I'm sure, if he gets a surgery. And people go, this is the best system in the world. Like, no, it isn't. It's everything about America is a lie. That's why Donald Trump is able to fucking what? Jeepers? What does that mean? Quit lying through my teeth for profit. You think I'm making money from this? Okay, Zonkun. He says it's not my real name. My name is James. Okay, nice to meet you, James. Thanks for coming today. Like the channel, subscribe to the show. I do this show 3 times a week: Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Yeah, Zong, but the optical insurance doesn't, or I'll just call you James from now on. But optical insurance doesn't. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about he has 2 kinds of medical insurance. He has insurance, and then he has a secondary insurance because his wife has insurance, and he's on that as well. So he's not uninsured. He's got 2 kinds of insurance, and he's still getting ran through the fucking hoop. And people say that we can't have universal health care because what? What are you talking about, Jeepers? You didn't expose anything. I mean, if you got something to say and you think you could expose me somehow, then go for it. I'm not telling you can't, but I'm telling you haven't done anything. He says the FBI is aware. Well, you can better believe that I already knew that. I was one of the original Trump fighters. They banned me for life from Facebook. On purpose. To get me out of here. They don't want me to fucking be they've been fucking suppressing me ever since. Shadow bans and all kinds of shit. They said they know who I am. Iraq's Fifth Element says it's a long conversation. And not by texting, you would realize what I mean. Life is too precious, but we all too lost in this homemade game. Yes, that's the point. This seems, Great Escape says this seems interesting. Y'all, if you're from England, thanks for joining. I was just saying, like the channel, subscribe to the show. I'm here 3 times a week live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, United States time. Jeeper says, Bruce, I'm kidding. I have no idea who you are, but the FBI might. No, I mean, you don't understand. A lot of people knew who I was when this all first started because I said I was one of the original Trump writers. I had a Facebook page that was getting millions and millions of views. And I went viral with memes a couple times. I mean, a lot of people knew who I was. And I said they banned me for life and struck my page off the internet because I was keeping a record of everything that was going on. I saw this coming a mile away. You know, like it was easy to see once it started happening. It's like this is bad. Like because everyone knows. Come on, Donald Trump is a fascist. They're still talking about is he going to give up power? His man's going to be 80 years old. I mean, I don't know what that vision is like that he's going to be sitting like somewhere in a wheelchair, like just shitting in a bucket or something, but still being in charge of everything. That's like he's an old man. That's like, and all these people that he's surrounding himself with, they're fucking, like I said, they're idiots. So they're not. I don't think they're smart enough to hold it all together. The only glue holding this all together is Donald Trump. As long as he's around. E-Rock's Fifth Element says, love and peace and good people of this planet. I don't believe in God, but may God bless your poor souls. Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you look at the whole thing, I don't even know what that is. Greg says, what, like Biden? But I see, that's another, everyone goes back to that. It's like, I never thought that Joe Biden, Joe Biden fucked up. He should have been president once and walked away. They should have a primary and they would have chosen a candidate. And this would never have happened. Because Kamala Harris wouldn't have been the candidate. There would have been a better candidate and Donald Trump would have won. Because even if Kamala Harris wasn't a good candidate, Trump still only won by like 1.8% or 2% of the vote. If they would have done it right, there would be a Democratic president right now. And none of this would have happened. Iran wouldn't have been fucked up. They wouldn't own Strait of Hormuz. The oil wouldn't be all fucked up. The economy would be doing better. It wouldn't be all this inflation again. It wouldn't be the stupid tariffs. We wouldn't be talking about breaking up NATO and stealing Greenland and all kinds of dumb shit. We wouldn't. Some guy was talking about the other day that Trump was great because he eliminated the Venezuelan threat. I'm like, Venezuela was never a fucking threat to anyone. He just wanted to steal the fucking oil. And that takes me back to what I was talking about before we got distracted talking about other stuff. Was I was listening to Daniele, and a lot of people don't know that this happened, but it did happen. I mean, I knew about it, but it just jogged my memory of, in the 1950s. Great Escape says, I'm certain these leaders are nothing more than court jesters. Yeah, except for Trump. I said, you can't control Donald Trump. He's a fucking idiot. And see, these religious fanatics, they're willing to put up with Donald Trump's hijinks as long as he does the things that they want him to do, which is to try to Christianize the fucking nation, and decolor it and whiteify it again, E-Rock says, imagine people from villages and villagers. None of them needed kings or government or any authority. Life was good without nuisance of people who would want to have control over them, like farmers. Yeah, for sure. It's just like anything. Like if you look at the ancient cultures, like the shamans and they always use religion to control people. Religion gives people control over other people, and then those people use that power. Klein says it's pretty clear that Zuckerberg is Trump's son, but who is the mother, the real mother? An android, if you look at him. It's just like he's half cyborg. He doesn't act or look like a human being, does he, to you? All these guys. Like Jeff Bezos talk about, me paying more taxes ain't gonna help nobody. It's like, oh yeah, it's not really. Like, certainly not into this system. They want $1.5 trillion military budget. $1.5 trillion. But they say you can't have health care, or we can't afford child leave, or the things that people really need in their lives. And this housing bill, you see this? They passed a bipartisan housing bill. The first time they passed a bill like this in years and years and years. Something that could significantly help people with the housing situation, right? Both parties signed on to it. It got more votes than any fucking bill in years and years and years. Bipartisan support. Passed both houses. So they needed Trump to sign the bill. And did he sign it to help people? No. He fucking said, I ain't signing this unless you pass my Save the America Voting Suppression Act. Which proves right there that he don't give two fucks about you or solving any problems. That's what I'm saying about what I was saying earlier about, I can't remember the last time I heard a right-wing commentator or read a right-wing piece that was a real piece about ideas. It wasn't some critique of the culture or some ridiculous fucking argument about how he's being suppressed because he's a fucking white dude, or how Islam has taken over all these countries in the world and Western civilization is in trouble. It was like, we have all these real problems that need to be solved, and it ain't talking about any of them. They got everybody all ginned up about shit that ain't got nothing to do with their fucking lives. E-Rock says, look at how many brainwashed people just because of religion. Yes, exactly. Exactly. But see, that's the problem is human beings are followers. Most of them. Not a lot of leaders, in this world. And people who want power are generally fucking pieces of shit. That's why they want power. They want control. They're control freaks and narcissists, and they think that they know better than anybody else of how everything should be, and that they should tell you how it should be, and you should have to be like that, Most of I've said that's one of my core philosophies is that none of these systems work. None of them really work. Like, they're all outdated and outmoded, and they don't have a real place in the modern world, and the modern world is changing faster than these systems can keep up. And these fanatics, like I said, it's hard to fight fanatics because they're fanatics. They get up and 24 hours a day, that's all they do, is they fanaticize about how they get, Stephen Miller's been sitting around reading all 250 years worth of statutes that have ever been written, trying to find statutes from 1887 of how he's allowed to fucking deport, brown people out of this country. Quarantine says the solution is for everybody to become Jewish. Why you say that? That's not true at all. The solution is get rid of all these fucking dog shit religions. And realize it doesn't matter. If the human race can't get together, we ain't going to make it. God ain't coming to save us. Don't you get that? Hell, he can't even be bothered to come down and smite people anymore. That's like... He used to come down here and smite, like remember if you're the Tower of Babel, like they're building that tower, he was like, they're building a tower. And they're like, we're going to build a tower over in heaven. And he was like, they're building a tower, whatever. They'll get bored. They'll stop. And then they kept building. It kept getting taller and taller. It was like, hey, wait a minute, man. Maybe they will get to heaven. I better stop him. And he goes down there and he fucking bang, and he smashes the tower, and then he scatters them all about and makes them all talk different. And that, according to the Bible, that's why there's all these different languages. I know it's a ridiculous story, but that's what the story is. But the point is that God was watching, in the Old Testament, God was always watching what people were doing. He was coming down here and talking to people and, like I said, fucking people up, and destroying people and smiting and flooding out everybody and sending plagues to kill the firstborn child of all of Egypt or whatever. It's like, he don't do shit like that anymore, does he? He hung up the phone, didn't he? So he turned off the TV, stopped watching. He left us to our own devices, and look at what we've become. It's like, somebody was saying, or there was a commercial. There's a commercial for St. Jude's. It's always on. It's like, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, where they help kids with cancer, which is wonderful. But there's a woman out there. She's like, she says, "Oh, my son had a huge brain tumor, so I started praying to God to," and I'm like, "What? To take away the tumor that he put there?" That's the thing about religion. God cannot simultaneously be responsible for everything that happens, but not the bad shit. Right? According to them, it's a God who's responsible for everything that happens good. When bad shit happens, you go, "Please, God, save us from this bad shit that you made happen." You think people were praying when the flood was, when he was flooding the world and everybody was drowning? You think all those people were praying, "Please, God, help us," and he's the one fucking drowning them. It's like, it just shows you the ridiculousness of the whole fucking thing. It's a psychological need that people need to have. People are afraid of death, and so they need to be reassured that when they die, it's just not over. And then they need to be threatened into being, at least pretending to be not savages by this myth that you will burn in the hell of a lake fire. It's like, there's a God, he's beautiful and he loves you, he loves us all. Unless you don't act right, then he will throw you into a lake of fire for millennia. It's like, but it's because he loves you. It's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, when you think about it logically. But see, religion is not logical. It's like these people these hardcore Christians, right? Like in Texas now, they're trying to make it Bible studies mandatory in public schools, despite the Constitution being very clear about the separation of church and state. But these same people will condemn, like, Islamic madrasas, where they brainwash their kids into Islam from the time their fucking heads are soft. But they're trying to do the same thing. All religions divide people, and they go, "Our God is better than your God, or our way of." That's what's funny is really Islam, right? Muhammad is a prophet like Jesus. But there's a God. Right? And theoretically, it's the same God. It's just a different guy interpreting the message. But it's right. There's going to be one God. And this fucking idiot kid, I don't forget his name, Brilliant Hollyhan or some shit. He's like this fucking. He looks like he's 12. He's all over the internet because he's trying to take over the Charlie Kirk role. There's a huge. I don't know if you know that, but it's like a huge contest going on the right, on the internet, about who's going to replace Charlie Kirk as the voice of the disaffected white Christian youth. That's like. And this kid, Brilliant Hollyhan, he keeps popping up on my feed for some reason. I don't know why, but and he said, he's like, "It's one nation under God, not one nation under Muhammad," and that just tells you how fucking stupid he is, because that's not true. Muhammad is the prophet, but there's still a God in Islam. It's Muhammad is not God. Muhammad is a messenger, which proves that he doesn't know shit about it. But yet he feels it. He knows enough to start critiquing. And He's obviously never picked up the fucking book or thought to learn about what these people think. And that's the real problem with the human beings to begin with is, that's why Trump's getting played by Iran, because Iran has taken the time, I think, over the last 50 years or whatever, that we've been their supreme adversary or whatever. They've taken the time to try to study us and learn how we think. And I'm sure they came to the conclusion that we don't think at all. Because we don't. I mean, we used to. We used to have strategic planners and strategic thinkers, and some of them were evil, but they had plans, like, which reminds me, I didn't finish the fucking story. In the 1950s, in Central America, in El Salvador, I believe it is. I can't remember which exactly country. I believe it's El Salvador. Yes, because it was the Sandinistas. The Sandinistas took over the country. Well, United Fruit owned a lot of land. And they said, hey, we need to take back some of this land because they weren't able to produce enough food to feed all the people. So they were like, we need to take back some land so we can distribute it to the people. They can have farms so that we can create enough food for ourselves to eat. Well, United Fruit didn't like that. So they called President Eisenhower, and CIA went down there and overthrew the government. It's actually, I think the Sandinistas came out of that. There was a government there, and they overthrew it and caused a civil war that lasted over 20 years. But United Fruit was able to keep their land and keep growing fruit while this was happening. So it was really for American profits and resources. Crying says Muslims are like the flat earthers of religions. Why do you say that? Personally, I think all religions are ridiculous. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not anti-Semitic or anything, but come on. Yeah, it's like the Torah is kind of ridiculous too, don't you think? It's the Old Testament of the Bible. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, so is the New Testament. The whole thing's ridiculous. These are fairy tales written thousands of years ago, secondhand, about events that happened 1,000 years before them. It's like, what's the difference between modern religions, right? Christianity, Judaism, Islam. What's the difference between that and Greek mythology or Roman mythology or any of these other religions that people used to worship? And they realized that it was fucking bullshit and they abandoned it. And my answer to that is that there isn't any difference. Cryantine says, I don't want them to close the channel. What do you mean? Oh, by saying what you really believe? Why? You really hate Muslims that much? You know any? See, this is the real problem. As I said, religion turns into extremism. That's what you have going on here. Pete Hegseth's got all that crusader tattoos all over. And these people are real believers, extremists. Like I said, fanatics. That's why they have power. That's why I was going back to my original point is, Trump and the Trump clan was 30%, 35%, like same as almost all these countries that this has happened to. Germany, Italy, 30, 35%, but somehow the 30, 35% manages to take total power in the country. And why is that? It's like, because they're fanatics, extremists. They're willing to put all of their energy into taking power and using it. Whereas the average person is just trying to get up, go to work, go through life, raise their family. They can't get all caught up in all this shit. And so you get caught up in it because by your inaction, you allow them to take. That's why I always said in this country, you look at the numbers of people that voted in this country my entire life. Right? It's never like 80%. Quarantine says, let's avoid talking about the customs of Islam. Well, again, those are fucking. Those are. You're talking about the most extreme people you can find, and then you're using that. That's what the right wing or any extreme does. Is they look for the most extreme people that they can find, and then they go, "Look, everybody's like that," and it's like it's not like that. It's a small percentage of Muslims who are like that, who are that hardcore, and do all these things that people say. Not to say that no one does them. People do them. There's still cultures where there's arranged marriages. And then if you don't go along with the arranged marriage, they'll kill their own daughter because it's dishonorable or some shit. This happens sometimes. Not all the time. But extremist people that take their shit serious, yes. A father will kill his own daughter because she dishonored the family, or whatever. And you're like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. But then you can't point to all the other people like that and say that they're all like that because that's not true. It's easy to take. That's one of the right wing's most famous techniques is to take something that's happens rarely. It's like immigrant murderers or furry people that think they're cats and shit in cat boxes or whatever. And there are people like that, but it's a very, very small percentage of people. But then they'll go, look, this is a serious problem. It's not really a serious problem. It's like trans people in sports. Like, there's not that many. I think we went over this before. There's like 500, or there's 500,000 NCAA athletes, and like 10 of them are trans. And they're like, oh, they're coming for all the sports. And people believe it. It's gaslighting and lies. Like I said, it's ridiculous. It's like saying, if I said that quarantine, because you're Jewish, that you're just like all the Zionists who want to fucking kill everybody, and that's not true. It's a small percentage of those people who are extremists, like I said. Poor Gamer says, the best religious people I've known are those who've never opened their holy book. Exactly. You don't need another person or an interpreter to get in touch with God. If he does exist, you can talk to him yourself. And if you're righteous enough, right, then he'll speak to you. Billy Not Czar says, would you rather explode viral or virally explode? Win Berman says, have you read any Marxist literature? Yes, some. And again, I've read a lot. I've read lots of philosophy and stuff. So, it's like I'm interested in that kind of stuff. It's like I've always been a thinking person. I can't stop my brain from thinking all the time. Now, whether or not what I'm thinking makes any sense is up for debate. But it is turning all the time. Quarantine says, I don't like some Muslim customs regarding children or homosexuals. Well, you can say that about anything. What do you mean by the homosexuals? You mean how they kill them? Win Vermillion says, you're cool as hell, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. And please like the channel, subscribe to the show. Laura says, yeah, I know. I wish I could stop it. It's a curse. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not sitting here saying, that's just how I am. I've never been able to just turn off my fucking brain and stop thinking about shit. Quarantine says, I will pray to Jesus that this channel doesn't get canceled. I've been here for a year and a half almost now. So, but people are actually starting to watch now. Like I said, for the first year, I had 10 regular viewers. But now I'm starting to get more and more, like I said, people watching. So something's happening. And Win Vermillion, please tell your friends. I'm cool. Bring some people. We need more people. I am always trying to figure out, like I said, like the real question is, where do we go? What do we do? Like I said, they're talking about everything except the things we need to be talking about. There's all this generational changes going on, and AI is coming, and like I said, everything's falling apart. Wealth inequality is at the highest it's ever been. You know, the debt is at the highest it's ever been. Like this country is at a serious crossroad. These things can't be simultaneously true. We can't be the richest country in the world and also have the highest debt in the world. You know, like it's all a mirage. We're like a someone who lives off a credit card. Like, sure, it looks like they're doing all right for a few years until all them bills come due. Someone got to pay this bill. It's going to be your kids. I say all the time, I'm glad I don't have kids because no one seems to be able to stop the ridiculous arguing about nothing to really get down to the point of like, hey, this is not getting us anywhere, but in a hole. We have to figure out how to solve all these fucking problems. AI has got to be regulated. It can't be a completely unregulated thing. It's like, dude. And again, they'll say, you're a communist. What do you mean you want the government to tell? Well, I want some rules. You can't have this godlike technology with no fucking rules. That's the problem with the internet. That's another reason why we've gotten here. Is they turned on the internet and they never made any rules about it. That's why people are completely allowed to broadcast complete bullshit and lies all the time on the internet. They're allowed to say whatever, allowed to put fake videos of shit and pretend like things that didn't happen happened. You know, I mean, and it's created this cloud of no one knows what's real or what isn't, which leads to things like, said Trump being able to say, someone cut the pool even though we all know they didn't, and start arresting people for crimes that didn't even happen. People don't seem to think that that's a big deal. And meanwhile, I don't know if you saw this, but J.D. Vance, I don't know why J.D. Vance, when he was supposed to be, Wait, Quarantine says injustice is preferable to disorder. Wow, that's some fucking fascist. That's some pretty fascist thinking. You believe that? You believe you can't have order and justice at the same time? That to have order, you must have injustice? Why is that? Why do you think that only shitbags can be leaders? That's my real question. You ever notice anybody that was ever good, that was a leader, got shot or killed? Like someone killed them because they were good. They were too good. John Lennon talking too much shit. We got to kill him. That's like Martin Luther King got too much shit. Got to kill him. Malcolm X, when he was militant, they left him alone. But when he changed, it was like, hey, I'm no longer militant. I think that we need to all get together and solve all these problems that killed him. RFK killed him. JFK killed him. It's like, as I said, Mom Donnie can't be the president because he wasn't born here. I think the highest Mom Donnie can get is become like a senator or something. So he ain't never going to be the president, but he's smart enough and he's built a machine and he's driving politics now inside of the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Socialists are on the rise. You know why? Because I said this extreme push to the right hasn't done anything for anybody. Quarantine says AI will be our new religion. Yeah, well, that's not any better. I don't know about that because I saw this thing yesterday. Everybody talk about how AI is going to take over everything, right? But there's this thing going on right now called the AI boomerang. I don't know if you heard about this, but it's where a bunch of companies got AI and they were like, we're going to replace all these jobs with AI. So they fired a bunch of people, but it didn't work because the AI is not good enough to do all these jobs that they need. I mean, it's a lot of different kinds of jobs, so I don't know all the details, but either way, they realized that the AI can't really do the job like a human can, so they had to try to call back all these employees that they had fired and rehire them. Which I would say, to them, it's like, well, it's going to cost you a lot more money to bring me back now. It's like, 'cause you need me now, don't you? See, I think that people don't get that either. Is that uh, these kids now, these young people, most of them are fucking stupid and they're lazy as fuck. And so people from my generation who still work. I mean, we're born in the sweet spot, right? I can work computers, but I still have the old time work ethic, so I work hard. And I'm smart enough to learn stuff so I can learn fast. So if you're skilled, you can create your own value. That's what I do every time. When I move somewhere, and Bar says the type of guy that has to inform his neighbors about the list he's on. Field of sheet, yeah. He's like, I will have sex with Indian girls, yes. I don't believe I asked you if you would. He just volunteered that information. Hey, how you doing? I like Indian girls. Then yes, Bar, you probably are correct. He probably does have to inform his neighbors about some list he's on. Unless you're implicating that's me. Yes, Quarantine, I remember. And the mole people underneath the ground, they were all calcified up because they've been living their whole lives around a nuclear bomb. That is true. Jim says he loves trans women. Well, that's good. You don't discriminate. That's right. That was on Curb. We just finally finished Curb Your Enthusiasm in the last season. That was one of the episodes where this girl who became a guy worked for Bruce Springsteen, and he was like, "Oh yeah, me and Larry used to fuck all the time." I can't remember the name. But he was like, "No, I never fucked Bob. I fucked Bobby." It's like. Doesn't matter. People are people, man. I always said that. It's like, I don't understand. That's another problem with people. I don't understand why they fucking. I'm sorry I'm having a good time, Fields of Sheets. I'm sorry that if you're not. But I never understood why people spend so much of their time worrying about what other people are doing. It's like life is too short. That's the problem. It's like Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller spent his whole life hating on other people. He has not one time. Like his wife posted a picture of her and their new baby. They just had a baby, right? And the caption of the picture was like, imagine how much propaganda you have to think that this is bad or something. And somebody captioned underneath, which is 100% true. It's like, why can't you just be like a normal fucking person and say, look at my beautiful new baby? Why does your whole entire existence have to be like causing a conflict with someone else? Because they're assholes. Right-wing people are assholes for the most part who want to put. Yes, that was it, Laura. Ken and Kendra. He was like, I slept with Kendra, not Ken. He's like, Bruce Springsteen was like, no, I think you slept with Ken. It's like, it's the same person. It doesn't matter what you call him. It's like, it's unbelievable. It's like what I was telling you. It's like said before. This is true. These people I know, they're a couple, right? And they're both trans women. They're both born biological males that are transforming to women, but they're a couple. So it's like transgender lesbians. I mean, It's like, how does it work? It doesn't matter how it works. It is weird and confusing if you try to use traditional, thoughts to try to quantify what it is. But you know what it is? It's two human beings that love each other, and that's it. Why does it have to fit into some idea that you have about what they should be? Why can't they just live their little lives and be fucking happy? And if they were doing that, why does that bother you so much? That says more about you than it does them. People do things all the time that you don't understand. Right? You go, I don't understand. Why? So what did that? It's like, that's the same thing. A trans person feels like they're in the wrong body. They want to turn into it. They think that they're women. Oh, don't even say that. That's the dumbest thing ever. See, I thought that you that you weren't a fucking moron until then. It's like a moronic thing to say. Come on, man. I think you're better than that. You know as well as I do that Michelle Obama is a fucking woman. You can look up her entire life. She had 2 children. It's like, yes, it's old and dumb. And it's not funny. It's like, oh, it's a joke. It's not a funny joke. And like I said, you can look up her whole entire life. She's a woman. She's been a woman since the day she was born. They said she's had 2 children. It's unbelievable. And like I said, you had me fooled. I thought you were a deeper thinker than that. We don't do that here. I don't know if you caught on to that. Like, I don't use catchphrases and political fucking, like, we're really trying to talk about stuff here. And I'm interested in what people have to say. People come from all over the world and chime in their little 2 cents, and I'm glad. I like to hear how other people think, and I was interested in hearing how you thought until you said that. Like, come on, man. I said that. You're better than that. It's not classic. It's fucking stupid. You called Islamists the flat earthers, and then you did that? That doesn't make you any better than anybody else. It's ridiculous. Feels as she said, do I talk a lot about baseball? No, we can if you want. Man, I'm not a huge fan. I'm more of a football guy. Football season, you want to talk about football? I'm in. I actually thought about changing one of the episodes during football season to football, to just talk about football, but people that watch this aren't going to care about football. I'm not trying to make 2 different shows, one that's only on for half a year. It's like, plus I spend a lot of time reading and researching to do this show, so I couldn't take on something else. You know what I mean? It's a lot to talk about something. You gotta really look into it. You gotta know what you're talking about. If you don't, that's why I always say all the time. I don't know if you watch this show a lot or if this is your first time, but you'll hear me say a lot of time. What, Laura? What's not true? You hear me say a lot of times that I don't talk about things if I don't know anything about it. Like Julia brought up that case I was talking about earlier, the one in Texas with the Antifa people, and I said at the time when she said it that Laura said, don't add more shit to my plate. Exactly. See, that's what she said. It was like, I keep myself busy. No, it's not true. I can't believe that you would entertain these ridiculous thoughts. Laura said that people who listen to this podcast don't like football. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, though. It's 2 different markets. I'm not Clay Travis. Clay Travis has terrible sport. He had terrible sports takes, and then he was always trying to get political when he had a sports show, and then he just went off the radio and started his own podcast network where it's like a mixture of sports and politics, and now he has terrible takes on two subjects. Today, this Clay Travis video came up in my feed. Clay Travis is like, if President Trump asked me, Clay, what should I do? And I was like, that's a fucking phrase that will never be uttered in the history of humanity. No one will ever say, Clay Travis, what should I do? And the sense of self-importance that these people have about themselves. I mean... Just to be sitting here talking, you have to have a certain amount of, it's a self-confidence or whatever it is. But then to take it to the next level and be like, if the president was asking me, Bruce Leonard, what should we do? Think that's never gonna fucking happen, bro. You're a fucking nutlicker who does what he's told. And that's it. All these commentators, they call them political commentators. They're not political commentators. They're hack propagandists. Because all they do is go on TV and say what they're told to fucking say. Oh, look. U.S. again strikes targets. This is 6 minutes ago. U.S. again strikes targets in Iran as hostilities erupt over Strait of Hormuz for the third day. This is not fucking gonna be. All these people are doing victory laps and saying Trump solved all these problems. This is not gonna be over. And as we were talking about yesterday, that Oklahoma reserve of oil is almost empty. It's empty, pretty much. This is about to turn into a really bad situation, and nobody seems to care. That's the most annoying part. And in the meantime, I'm going to get out of here, but I wanted to read this to you before I go, because in the meantime, this Epstein cover-up is still going on, right? It says, CBS News investigation finds that after the release of more than 3 million Jeffrey Epstein records, the biggest story may still be what's still missing. The Epstein Files Transparency Act was meant to protect victims, not shield powerful people. Yet in many instances, prominent individuals' names were redacted, while survivors' names were not. DOJ said it collected more than 6 million pages of material. In its efforts to release the Epstein Files, it says that 3 million pages were either duplicative or unrelated to Epstein or protected by legal privilege. These pictures show how some of the names of business contacts and acquaintances of Epstein appear to have been redacted without an obvious reason under the terms of the law. Some redactions seem difficult to justify. In one example, a text where Epstein sent Steve Bannon a link to an article. Bannon's face was blacked out in a photo that had already been publicly posted online. After CBS News reached out to the DOJ for comment on these redactions, the photo of Bannon and 2 of the emails were quietly unredacted. The DOJ released hundreds of thousands of Epstein's emails. Nearly all originate from an email account that he created around the time he went to jail in 2008. Some older email messages do appear in records obtained from other sources, but the DOJ's release is missing most of Epstein's earliest communications. Many survivors and politicians say the DOJ needs to be more transparent about what's in the other 3 million files. Representative Robert Garcia, the top Democrat in the House Oversight Committee, says that if there are duplicates, okay, that's fine. Let's see them. What the DOJ does have, such as this series of screenshots of Epstein's inbox for an email account, littlejeff@yahoo.com, a reference to his island, Little St. James, from the early 2000s, notably a period of time when Epstein was in touch with Donald Trump. Mr. Trump has consistently denied any wrongdoing in connection with Epstein. The sender and recipient fields on those records are heavily redacted, raising a simple question. If investigators had access to the inbox, why weren't the emails included in the release? More than 70% of the roughly 5,000 documents listed in the index could not be located in the released archive. The DOJ told CBS News that some of the missing entries may have been identified as duplicates and therefore excluded from publication. But one Epstein survivor It's unclear from the documents why these photos were included in the case files and others left out. No signal messages have been included in the release. It is possible that investigators were unable to attain them. Among those who may have used Signal to communicate with Epstein were technology investor Peter Thiel and real estate investor Thomas Barrack. They have not been accused of any wrongdoing in the Epstein case, but they found hundreds of messages from women and girls that they said referred to the scheduling of massage appointments, yet the released archive contains little correspondence about how appointments were arranged after his release from jail in 2009. It's a cover-up. Still going on as we speak. And it's dropped off the radar. No one even seems to care. Meanwhile, like I said, this war is all these victory laps are premature, my friends. These fucking idiots aren't going to do anything. Because J.D. Vance's supposed to be fucking working out this peace deal. Somehow he was at the Nixon library yesterday saying that everything Nixon did was okay. And he couldn't believe that cost him his presidency. That's how bold these motherfuckers are. Well, now you're just being ridiculous. And anyway, I said I only do an hour shows. I don't do 3-hour Joe Rogan experiences. Anyway, if you just stumbled upon this show today, please like the channel, subscribe to the show. I said I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. If you want to send me a private message, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. So I guess I'm gonna go and enjoy my weekend. You do the same, please. Like I said, tell your friends if you like this show. If you have social media, share it on your social media. Trying to start a worldwide discussion about what we need to do because what we're doing now ain't working, folks. It's like, I'd like to think I changed the world a little bit before I die. So please, tell your friends and join into the show. Go out, enjoy your weekend, be safe. I don't know what quarantine has against Canada, but please, I said, go out tonight, enjoy your weekend, be safe. Remember, I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Like the channel, subscribe to the show. I have a Patreon. I'm not asking you for money, but if you want to give me some, I'll take it. Good night. Please be safe. Enjoy your weekend.
I do not want to pick a fight. I feel more at night with another.